One word. One hypnotist, Chris Jones. Chris Jones. One word. You know as well as I do that communication is key.
Even with text messages, you'd think there would be no communication errors, but there's still. She's like, I'm here. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, hey, why aren't you home? I'm like, well, because you said you were at work. No, I said I was here. Here means home? Here doesn't mean home. So you should say, I'm home, you know?
Right. Communication, communication in your line of work is probably key. It's peril, because you're communicating with your audience. And then when your audience comes up, they're communicating with their friends through you, So I mean, it's life is all about communications.
It's very true. Communicating, understanding what you meant by something, all these things.
Yeah. And so maybe that's what we should talk about this time, you think? Communication?
Sure. We know we're not going to stay on that topic, but
hey,
sure.
Have we ever stayed on topic?
Right.
In the 7 years we've been friends, have we ever stayed on topic for longer than,
So true.
Longer than a couple of seconds? Probably not. Shit.
We're consistent, though. That's good.
Consistently horrible, which is always a good thing.
Whatever.
So one of the things that you asked me back in February when I was at SUNY is like goals. What were my goals for the year? And you've actually been consistent in asking me how I'm doing with my goals, which I appreciate, by the way. This last month has been a pretty phenomenal month in the podcast for hire realm. I've closed a couple deals. I did a presentation in front of 50 people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, things are going pretty good. And
congrats, man.
Thank you. It's weird because it's like things are kind of starting to fall into place, and it's taken over a year to make it seem like I'm doing it with ease.
How'd you feel walking out of performing for 50 people?
How did I feel about talking? Well, you know how I like talking in front of people. I hate it.
I know. That's why I asked. Yeah.
But it wasn't horrible. It wasn't a bad experience. People that were in the audience actually put away their phones and listened to what we had to say.
Hey,
which
that's a sign.
Which is a sign. And actually, one of my friends' husbands said that he watched people put their phones down and actually engage while we were talking. So that was, to me, that was a big thing. That was a big piece of the puzzle right there. But I was really nervous, and everything that I was planning on saying, I didn't really say the way that I wanted to say it. But I think that's
okay.
I think that's probably the way that it works probably for most people that are doing something in front of people, right?
It depends on the person. I saw a woman give a speech. She was a college student, and she was talking about The Bachelor, like the TV show, and I was like, God, I don't care about this. But she did have one good joke, which was nice. And then at the end, I was like, did she have bullet points? And my manager was like, no, she read every word. Like she had typed every single word she was going to say. And she read every word of 300, 400 words.
Really?
And I was like, oh, like she was that scientific about it.
See, I planned on what I was going to say. I practiced it a bunch of times, and I know for a fact that it was different every single time that I practiced it.
Yeah, that's real.
And when I gave it, it was completely different than what I thought it was going to be, but better.
Imagine you're doing a speech, and someone drops a plate, and you just keep doing your speech. Instead of you're doing the speech, they drop a plate. You're like, oh, hopefully that wasn't mine. Ha ha ha. You're organic. You're in the moment.
Well, I think isn't that what you have to do? I mean, as an entertainer, do you kind of have
oh yeah.
You have your spiel.
Even if somebody
what you're going to say, right?
during my show, I'm gonna be like, oh, gesundheit.
Right.
And that's also a good way to whip the audience. Like, I'm here. You can distract me. Don't distract me. And that's not me being a jerk, but it's just like, oh, I hear you. And I was sitting next to you, I would say, bless you.
And I think being with the moment, you'd mentioned it earlier, kind of being in the moment. I think that makes a person real too, doesn't it?
Yeah, hopefully.
So
yeah, I think so.
So we've been doing these things for a year, which to me seems unreal, really. Time goes by so fast. And, we talked a little bit about goals earlier. What are some of the goals that you have in the future?
I'd like to have a family. And by that, I mean I already have Stacy's nieces and nephews. I have my dad. I'd like to have kids, though. I want to travel with my wife to a new country, at least 2 new countries a year.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Africa because we've been to Europe. We went to Japan. We're going to go to South America. We're going to go to Bolivia this year. So maybe take her to Egypt or South Africa. That would be a lot of fun.
Those are places that you haven't been?
Haven't been, yeah.
So when you go to a place like that, do you want to work?
Not really. My work would be taking photos.
So you don't want to perform while you're in another country?
No. Yeah.
Why is that?
I would say that's a good question. Why would I not want to perform?
Because you are a kind of guy that likes to be in front of people and likes.
I love to work.
You like you like the attention.
I do like attention too, and it's hard for me not to get it because I talk to everyone.
Right.
No, I went to Japan with Stacy, and after the 3rd or 4th day of me hanging out with my friend who speaks Japanese, Shane, you met him.
Yeah.
And she was a little down, and I was like, "What's going on?" She was like, "Well, it's kind of the Chris Jones show," and I was like, "Yeah, I could see how that would stink. Like you have your friend. This is a whole new country where I don't know anyone."
Right.
And it's the Chris Jones, and I was like, "Well, I'm not going to do this again."
So where are you performing in the next month?
I got Harvard.
Oh,
October 5th.
That's awesome.
Pretty excited, yeah.
So is that the one place where you've been looking forward to go?
Yeah. Like, it'll be cool to perform at Yale. I think I've driven past there before. But Harvard would be pretty cool. It will be fun because a couple presidents have graduated from Harvard. It will be interesting because I don't know how large the school is, and I don't know how many people are going to be there. I mean, hey, come to my show. And they're like, no, I have to study. I'm going to be the president. And I'm like, all right, fine. I don't have time for a hypnosis show. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And there'll be probably a lot of international students, too, which makes hypnosis just a tad bit harder.
Right.
When English is their 2nd, 3rd, or 4th language.
Can you hypnotize somebody that is not English speaking? Is it the tone and the drone of your voice that causes somebody to go and hypnotize?
If they don't speak any English, it'll be pretty difficult.
Okay.
Dare I say impossible. But like when I went to Japan, I just had people translate for me. Or I did a show for people who spoke English and Spanish, and I just had my friend translate for me. So
wait. So you can go up there, do your thing, and you have somebody translate, and the translation can hypnotize somebody?
Correct.
So Shane ended up hypnotizing somebody for you?
Yeah. I performed at a hospital.
Really? That is awesome.
Yeah. It was,
That's
and like my wife helped me when I was like, "Hey, sweet, like I think they speak Spanish. Would you just tell them to go to sleep? You know, command form of sleep. Just conjugate that real fast. Boom, sleep."
Find entertainer and hypnotist Chris Jones at hypnotistchrisjones.com. The One Word Chris Jones Podcast, a podcast for higher production.